I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. And give an F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Akita. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy.
Welcome in. Week 2, Fantasy Football Live. We are here to answer your last-minute questions. Season-long fantasy, DFS, props, survivor pool, sports betting, whatever you guys got. Go ahead. Start dropping it in the chat. I was also live last night, if any of you guys watched that. So we talked a little bit deeper about just certain spots last night. CJ, what's up? So if you guys have questions, start dropping them. I'll go over some stuff. So like I said last night, really the big injuries, it's still earlier in the year. So, we don't have to deal with as many of the big injury spots as we would on a normal slate. But obviously we have no Aaron Jones, no Austin Eckler. Trevor said smash the like. Definitely like the stream if you're watching. We do appreciate it. It helps us out. Kevin, good morning. Frosty, good morning. Carlos, good morning. So obviously, no Aaron Jones, no Austin Eckler. That's the 2 big injury spots. Josh Kelly is going to be the highest owned running back on the slate. AJ Dillon's definitely going to be owned, especially in like a cash game type format. But I do think people have some concerns with just not wanting to play multiple Green Bay Packers because you also have Luke Musgrave popping as a pretty popular DraftKings play. You also have Jaden Reed popping as a play with Christian Watson out now. So I don't think people want to go overboard with the Packers, but I do think AJ Dillon is going to be owned. And that's about it. Like injury-wise, Kelsey obviously back, Andrews back. There's other situations like teams down like linemen and stuff, but in terms of skill positions, that's really it. Matt, what's up? Anthony, what's up? Taylor, Frank, Ron, Scott, see you guys in the chat. And are you on Dubs at all? I think if you're playing like a Millie Maker type team, you could use Romeo Dobbs, but no, I think Jaden Reed's better. I like Jaden Reed more. Like as a player, I would just play Jaden Reed if you were going to play somebody like that. Still Ridley over Keenan and Cash trying to jam CMC. I would play Ridley over Keenan, yes. Whether or not I'm trying to get CMC, I don't know. I think last week, like it was super chalky. Like there was a few lineups that people were going to play, and I just didn't want to play the same team as everybody else. And it burned me. This week is different. I think that I don't know if there'll be like it's going to be chalky, but I don't think there's going to be like massive trains of the same team like there was last week. Definitely there will be like some same teams, but I think there's more up in the air. There's more questions this week. Let's change this to football. So I have the live trends tool pulled up if you guys are watching. This is a premium tool we have at BetKarma, and gives you access to all this betting information. You can see where the public's at. You can see where the money's coming in at. It's a super helpful tool. First thing I look at in the morning. Mitchell, what's up? I'm trying to see where I was with these questions. Should I play Kelly in a small contest of 475 people? It depends on the rest of your lineup, Taylor. I think that, like I said last night, I've come more on to just being okay playing Josh Kelly in tournaments and getting weird elsewhere, but he is going to be the highest owned player. So if you have a pretty chalky lineup, so Taylor, if you're playing like a Bills stack, then I probably would not play Josh Kelly in a Bills stack in tournaments. If you're playing a lower owned stack, then I think it's fine to play Josh Kelly. That it depends on the rest of your team. Have you posted your core yet? For FanDuel, yes. DraftKings, no. I posted my one like cash game core on FanDuel. The other two lineups that I post, I have not. And then DraftKings, I haven't posted any yet. They'll be up after the stream. Frank, thank you for tuning in. Best flex for DraftKings cash. I think that people will be playing probably two mid-tier. Well, it depends if you want to play CMC. There will be some 3 RB teams with CMC in DraftKings cash. A lot of people, I think, will be playing 4 receivers again this week, though. They'll take 2. They'll play Josh Kelly and then one of A.J. Dillon or David Montgomery, and then they'll play 4 receivers, whether it be Adams, Debo, Puka, Keenan Allen. Like there's a number of guys. So I guess it depends if you want to play CMC or not. I thought there Judy for a minute run. I would keep okay. And kind of plays back. For tournaments, I think Judy's fine. I guess kind of just taking advantage. Like Judy is someone that a lot of people were high on coming season. The injury happened, and then now people, nobody's really thinking about him, even though he's going to play. So I think Jerry Judy's fine. Scott, DraftKings cash Troutman Cardinals or Musgrave Raiders? That's tough. I'll go the first one. I'll go Troutman and Cardinals. Troutman, I think, is fine, honestly, for cash. Would you play Mayfield today? Probably not. There's enough value out there. I don't really see spending down at quarterback other than Brock Purdy. So if you guys read my article this week, I do like Brock Purdy a lot. That came out on Friday early afternoon. I like Brock Purdy this week. I think he's a good tournament play. But I don't think you need any Baker. Bobby, what's up? I see you, Bobby, in the poker streets on Instagram and stuff. I hope you're doing well, Bobby. Where are we at here? 4 receiver week in cash on FanDuel. It depends if you want to. There's 3 running backs you can play. I think Gibbs is going to be chalk on FanDuel. You have the A.J. Dillon type stuff there. Josh Jacobs is going to be chalky there. You have CMC. So it just depends if you want 4 receivers. I don't hate it either way. John Wheeler always is shouting out Baker in this chat. He loves Baker. Hey, I bet on the Bucks last week, and Baker got it done for me. So I don't have anything negative to say about him. FanDuel tournaments, Bobby. Yeah, I saw you hit that baseball one a while ago. So good luck today on your teams, Bobby. What's give the chat like your favorite stack today if you're still in here. Lions good for DST? Yes, Jacob. I think Lions are a good tournament play. Hit 50K week 1. Nice. Congrats. We at here. DJ Moore for tournaments. Sierra Man, an OG of the chat. DJ Moore, no one's going to play. I actually have a bet. I had a bet on the Bears +3. I think the Bears can win that game outright. If they do, DJ Moore is going to have to have a good game. So, yes. I think you play DJ Moore in tournaments. Zach Moss in tournaments. Jen Joseph. That's a good question. I actually have Zach Moss on one of my 5 DK teams. I don't feel great about it. And then Jonathan Wilkes also asked about Zach Moss. So yeah, I don't feel great about it, but he's 4,700 on DraftKings. If you're not playing Anthony Richardson, I don't hate it. I mean, I would assume obviously Evan Hall's on IR and they just have Deion Jackson other than Zach Moss. Deion Jackson was so bad last week, egregiously bad. So I don't have any questions that they're just going to make Zach Moss the top running back. And like you guys said, it's a really good matchup against Houston. It's good leverage off of Anthony Richardson. So yeah, I actually think Zach Moss is a fine play on DraftKings. CJ, DraftKings Cash 2v2, Keenan Nico versus CMC Tank. I would not play Tank Dell in cash. Tournaments, I think he's a good play. I would not play him in cash games. Chiefs, Cincy, double stacked Rams. All right, Bobby. I'm definitely like Cincy. Chiefs, I have some of that game. Definitely like Cincy today. I love the San Fran Rams game, man. I have a few Brock Purdy teams on DK right now. Never pay up for defense in cash on FanDuel, but you think, yeah, Dallas, Troy. I think Dallas you have to play in cash on FanDuel. It's fairly easy to fit them. Does playing from behind scare you off Etienne and Henry? Etienne, no, he was very good. Basically, career best receiving output for Etienne last week, so I'm not worried about that. Henry, no, there's not. It's a couple point spreads. There's not even a guarantee that they're going to be playing from behind. And if they get the ball first, like he could just run them down the field. So I don't. I'm not worried about it. I think after that week one, that they're going to make a point to get Derrick Henry going. So I'm not worried about that. In Dallas for the week for Drake and the Cowboys game today, just want you to tap. Oh, CJ, Tony Pollard that's a weekly thing for me. That's literally my guy. Should have fun at the Drake concert though. I think I'm seeing him in Ohio here in a few weeks, so should be fun. Dewan, big day ahead. Agree. We need a Bobby, Ben, Frosty Fortnite stack like the old days. Oh my god, I kind of miss it, Frosty. Like. We'd just be on there Saturday night before the games. It was great. ETN, good leverage. A-Tram, another OG of the chat. Yeah, I don't think anyone's playing ETN last week. I liked ETN a good bit in tournaments last week. He had a good game, and now it doesn't really seem like anyone's playing him. Ridley's going to be so high owned on DraftKings. So, yeah, I think ETN is a fine tournament play. Giants are cheap too, but that's Homer. Yeah, Bobby, I don't have any of them. I actually don't hate that though. Like if you wanted to do Daniel Jones and Waller or just Saquon by himself, I don't hate that at all. I mean, when we were talking about Washington as like these great plays last week, and now the Giants are playing them, and nobody wants to play the Giants. So I actually think that that's a really good move in tournaments. Are Dylan and Kelly traps? I don't know. I think for cash it doesn't matter because they're going to be so high. Like Kelly's going to be so high owned, it really doesn't matter. Tournaments, I don't know. I've gone back and forth on this. I think I have more questions about Dylan just because the game environment. Atlanta can just really take the air out of the ball and own time of possession. And, if you're talking about the Packers with limited possession time, I just don't know what A.J. Dillon's going to do in that time. Kelly, I agree with the masses that it's basically the toughest possible matchup you could have. But at the same time, the Chargers have one of the better team totals of the week. It's up a point since it opened. They're projected to win the game. I don't have any faith in anyone the Chargers have other than Josh Kelly, so I'm pretty safe that he's going to get a strong workload. Although A.J. Dillon might get like almost every carry. I don't think anyone, Patrick Taylor and that other guy that the Packers have, I don't really expect them to mix in much. So I don't know. I mean, it all comes down to your lineup, whether you want to play them in tournaments or not. But I don't know. Kelly is, he's like minus 120 to score a touchdown. I do think that the Chargers are going to have a good offensive day, and it's tough to avoid a lead running back at 5K when like the offense is actually competent. And despite the matchup being bad, Kelly does I think he can catch passes a little bit. So I don't think he's going to be like Eckler, but I do think he can catch the ball a little bit. Do you like Devontae Adams in cash or GPP? I think he'll be pretty chalky. So I would say more cash games. But, he's fine. With no Jacoby Myers, he's going to get probably double-digit targets. They're probably going to be trailing, So I think he's fine. But probably more of he's more cash than a tournament for me. He should be one of my own guys on DK today. Ricky, what's up? I like the price of both Arizona Giants defenses. I think on DraftKings, like Arizona's definitely in play because of their price. I mean, what, 2,600, pretty cheap. But I mean, if I was picking one, it would probably be the Giants, I think. That does change your lineup a little bit though because they're more expensive. I have Elijah Dotson and 1 GPP. Frosty, you have to be a Chargers fan. Obviously, I know you are, but you have to be a Chargers fan if you're putting Elijah Dotson in your tournament lineup. Dewan, you like Arizona defense? I think good play. I don't know about FanDuel. I haven't looked at it a ton yet, like defense wise. Other than I know I'm playing Cowboys in cash, but yeah, I'm interested in them. Favorite tournament stack? Yeah, I've gone back and forth on this. It's probably for me, it comes down to like Cincy or like a Brock Purdy stack. That's the two spots that I've really settled on. And I like a lot for tournaments. Would you start Mike Williams or DJ Moore full point PPR? That is a super tough one, He Nation. I would probably go with Mike Williams just because the matchup is, I don't know, DJ Moore has a good matchup too. That is tough, man. That's a tough one. I would slightly lean Mike Williams, but it's close. If you wanted to start Moore and you came in asking this, don't let me like steer you off. But if you liked Mike Williams, then my Mike Williams pick can confirm your prior judgment. Do you like pairing Ferguson with Dallas defense? I don't think like that's really a pairing, but I'm fine if they're on the same lineup. Ferguson is a really good tournament play. No one's going to play him because of the other, like Musgrave, Kincaid. Those guys are down there. Even Chig, I think, is going to get some ownership. But I mean, I think it's a really good play. I liked him coming into the season, and then week one, I mean, he had some of the best tight end usage in all of fantasy football. He had 5 red zone targets, didn't do anything with it, so the box score looks bad, but usage-wise was really good, and I think he is kind of good. The problem is, like, I really don't know what the Jets are going to do. Like, could be a really big Pollard game if Dak just doesn't have to throw much, but we'll see what happens. Trevor Lawrence or Anthony Richardson for regular Yahoo League? I would probably go. I mean, that's tough. I would probably go Anthony Richardson just because you're getting that rushing upside, but you're definitely fine with either one. Like Trevor Lawrence to have a really big game is going to have to throw for 3+ touchdowns. Richardson could throw for 1 or 2 and run for 1 or 2. Like I would probably lean Richardson. I'm starting him in my season-long leagues today, but if you want to use Lawrence, I think that's fine. It's close, and they both are in good spots. Richardson, I said last night, I really didn't end up with much of him, but I think that it could, like tonight, we could look back and be like, people overthought the Anthony Richardson thing. Like, good spot against Houston, great role with him running, especially designed runs. Had a really good red zone role running as well. Indy played very fast. Houston actually played very fast last week as well. So I think people are overthinking the Richardson, and I think he's like a really good play today. Favorite tournament wide receiver? Ooh, I won't cop out and say like any of the chalky guys here. So like in terms of chalky guys, I would say Devontae Adams, Steph Diggs, Calvin Ridley, Keenan Allen, Debo. Like those are like guys I would consider chalky. So if you want someone other than that, I think T. Higgins is a really good tournament play. If anyone plays Cincy, I don't think anyone's playing Cincy like that. If they are, they're going to play Chase. But T. Higgins, I mean, had a legitimate 0, which I didn't think was possible for T. Higgins, but had a legitimate 0 last week. Way better matchup this week against a team that he's had success against in the past. They're banged up in the secondary. He did still have 8 targets and just a ton of air yards that he did nothing with them. So T. Higgins, I think, is a great tournament play. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown is just – I think people are just not playing him. I think that Diggs is going to be high owned. I think Ridley is going to be high owned. I think Keenan will be high owned. I think Devontae Adams will be higher owned. I think there's a chance Jamar Chase is higher owned. So I don't think anyone's playing Amon-Ra. Coming into the week, it was my favorite spot. If you guys watched the cash process, I was really, really excited about Amon-Ra this week. I do have him on a tournament team. I paired him with Kenneth Walker. So Amon-Ra, I think, great spot and will be lower owned than you expect. And then T. Higgins, I think, is a really, really good tournament play. How do you feel about Mike Evans? Fine with Mike Evans. I still think I prefer Godwin, but either one of those guys are okay, I think, for a tournament. Ready for that parlay? Yeah, Mitch, I'll be dropping. If you guys are in the Discord or if you're premium members, you still have time to sign up. I will be posting my parlay for today after this stream. We're getting a little risky today. It's like plus 1,100. Denzel Ward at T. Higgins and straight jacket. Yeah. The entire Browns secondary was just all over those Bengals guys. I mean, Emerson, TJ Ward, Denzel Ward, just super, super good man coverage. And this is why kid from Akron, I think the Browns are in a really good spot tomorrow, because if you look at the Steelers receiving core without Deontay Johnson, George Pickens is a good receiver, but not a guy that gets a ton of separation. Allen Robinson is dust and can get no separation. So I think it's going to be really easy for the Browns to man those guys up again. Good spot for the Browns tomorrow defensively. Survivor pick. I went back and forth on this as well. I was gonna say Bills, but Travis sent this thing in the Discord last night, and it was the percentage picks from the Circa Million Survivor, which is like $1,500 to get in, and the Bills were massive chalk, 40%, and then the Giants were second at 18%. So I mean, if everyone's using Bills Giants, that makes me like Cowboys more. I thought Cowboys coming into the week would be the chalkiest pick. Now, if you're in a smaller office pool, that could change. Like more people will probably be taking the Cowboys in that instance. But I think it's Bills or Cowboys. And then if you want, like if you're in one that rewards upsets or something like that, or if you're in a larger field one with multiple entries, I think you can use the Falcons. Falcons were only picked 18 times in the Circa Millions, 0.2%. I think the Falcons are actually in a good spot here at home. So riskier pick Falcons, but I'll be probably using Buffalo or Dallas on mine. I think that if you're in a larger pool, though, it's more advantageous to not use Buffalo, hope they're the chalkiest pick, and then hope they somehow lose, even though I don't think they're going to lose. No one is taking KC. Yeah, Dewan, that's also a good pick. I like KC today. DraftKings Cash 2v2 CMC Josh Reynolds versus Pollard Zay Flowers. I would take the second one. I don't really know if I'd play those guys in cash, but I would definitely go second one over that first one. I like Falcons for Survivor. I really don't think it's a bad move, to be quite honest with you. It's definitely risky. If I only have one entry in a pool, it would be tough for me to click the Falcons this early in the season, but I don't hate it. My main Survivor pool, I have 4 entries. Like I might pick a team and then I'll put like the Falcons on one of them maybe. CJ Stroud is active. Don't think we were debating that. Top guys to score a touchdown today, Jim. That is a good question. I would go for me personally. I would say to score a touchdown. I think Darren Waller is going to score a touchdown today. So there's one. I think Nick Chubb, this is Monday night. I think Nick Chubb is going to score a touchdown, but that doesn't do you much good because it's today. I think Derrick Henry is going to score a touchdown. So I'll give you 3 guys. Henry, Darren Waller, and I'll go T. Higgins as my third. Waller going to cook. I think Waller's such a good play. I don't have him on any of my teams, and I wish I did. I need to look at something. Maybe I can get him onto one of my tournament teams. Click Cowboys and move on. Yeah, Frosty. I might go, since I have 4, I might go like 3 Cowboys, 1 Falcons. Tight end was open a lot last week. Yeah, I think I mean, I still think he's going to be like the leading receiver for the team. I mean, they just got out. They were out of the game so quickly last week. They couldn't really do anything. But I think Darren Waller is such a good play. Who are your 2 cash game locks, Samir? If it's DraftKings, I think Josh Kelly and Calvin Ridley. If it's FanDuel, I would say Devontae Adams and honestly probably Lamar Jackson. Lamar is so cheap on FanDuel, it makes no sense. I think you just play him in cash game. Thoughts on Jacobs in tournaments? DraftKings, good tournament play. FanDuel, I actually think he might be kind of chalky. So I don't love that. But DraftKings, good play. Are you trying to spend up at 3 receivers in cash? DraftKings, I think Ridley, I think you have to probably play Ridley and Devontae, given the ownership. And then you can decide if you want another one or if you want to try and make CMC work or something like that. I don't think there's a wrong answer to that question this week. I'm trying to figure out how can I get Darren Waller into one of my lineups. Let's figure this out. Good morning. It's I don't know what your name is. It's Blum something. Good morning to you as well. Favorite tournament plays today. Favorite tournament stack for me is probably the Bengals. So if you want to do Burrow with 2 receivers and Zay Flowers, you want to do Burrow with 1 receiver and Zay Flowers, that's probably my favorite tournament stack. On DraftKings, I like Derrick Henry a lot. I don't think he's going to be super owned. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. We were talking about that as well. I feel like Josh Allen let it hang on the Raiders. I agree. I think it's just a really bad spot for the Raiders. They just won a close game in Denver. Now they have to travel across the country to Buffalo. Really, really bad spot for the Raiders. You really like Adams over St. Brown and DraftKings cash. I mean, I think that it's dead even. I mean, I would actually probably prefer St. Brown, but Adams is going to be way higher owned. So, if that makes a difference. But like in cash, like you're just trying to beat half the field. So, I don't think you have to get too crazy. But I don't know. I like St. Brown. I'm a St. Brown guy. You guys know this. But I think Adams is going to be extremely high owned. So if he did go for like 150 and 2, like you might be dead if you don't have him. You said Bengals favorite? Yeah. Love the Bengals stack in tournaments. It's my favorite spot. You can go Burrow double with Flowers, or you can do Burrow with Chase or Higgins and Flowers. You can do either one. Samir, that is an interesting question, though. I mean, I think you can kind of you can if you really want to play St. Brown, I think you can. But I would just worry, like if it feels like Adams is going to be super super high on. So if he just pops off, like if they're trailing the whole game and he just goes crazy, like I would feel nervous if I didn't have him. I think Debo breaks the slate. Dewan, love Debo today. I have a lot of Debo Samuel today. Really, really good play. I'm going to try and figure out how I can get Darren Waller on one of my teams. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look. Where are we at here? Question. Favorite defense for tournaments? I like Detroit a little bit. I like the Giants. I like Detroit. Probably those two. Detroit, I think, is really interesting. All right, how can I get Darren Waller on one of these teams? We need to figure this out. My best guess would be this team. Do you have any Kadarius Toney? I do not currently. What are you guys doing? If you're in the chat, what do you? I need to get a read on this. other than Travis Kelce, what Kansas City Chiefs are people playing? I don't think that anyone's playing any of these guys if they're not named Travis Kelce. So if you are in the chat and you have a Chiefs player in one of your lineups and it's not Travis Kelce, I want to know who it is. I kind of like Isaiah Pacheco because definitely I don't think anyone's playing the running backs. So, I mean, I kind of think Pacheco is interesting. I wrote him up in my article, but I don't know. I mean, it does feel it feels really gross to click. Like it really does. I feel like going up to Allen and Cash over Richardson, who did well for me last week. Samir, yeah, I think DraftKings Cash, I think you play Josh Allen. Agree. Pacheco, Sky Moore, maybe McKinnon. Frosty said Sky Moore. So a couple Sky Moores and then a Pacheco. Samir says Sky Moore gets in the end zone. Okay. All right. I don't hate it. I mean, I don't hate taking a shot on one of the receivers. I just I don't think any of them will be very high owned. It's just Atrem says Pacheco on FanDuel. Okay, yeah. Only one I'm playing. I think Pacheco, I mean, he caught a good amount of balls against the Lions. If he has like an actual role catching the ball, which I thought coming into the season he would, I think he could have a really nice game if he gets in the end zone. Okay, how can I get Waller onto this team is my question. I just took Kadarius over yards at 27.5. Yeah, I mean, I'm a OG Kadarius Toney fan, so I know it's rough out here in these streets after he had like literally the worst possible game I think you could ever have, but they just don't have the guys to not try and give him the ball. So I think that even though he sucked in week 1, when he comes on the field, they're gonna try and get the ball to him. Put Waller at flex with a double tight end. Hold on, I'm messing around with this. Let's see. So I have a Brock Purdy team here. And let's see if we can get Darren Waller onto this team. What do you guys think in chat? What do you guys think of Jahmyr Gibbs today? I think FanDuel he's going to be chalky, but DraftKings I kind of like him. I think Monty's going to be higher on there, so I kind of like him as a pivot. I could use Frosty. That's a good point. I could do double love Gibbs. Frosty loves Gibbs too. Okay. I could do like a double tight end with Waller and Kittle. I would have to play Raiders defense though. Gibbs look amazing on the turf end zone for sure. I think I agree, Samir. I think Jahmyr Gibbs can definitely get in the end zone today. I like Montgomery more. I mean, I don't think he's a bad play. Who's the cheap DraftKings cash receiver to make outfit? Frank. I think Jaden Reed will be popular with no Watson, so probably him. Late swapping to Lamb and Pollard, they're going to have zero ownership. Yeah, especially Tram. I think a late swap to Pollard could be really nice. Waller, Kittle, Purdy sounds sexy. I agree. Reynolds, Reynolds is cheap too. Agree with that. Agree with the double tight end. Dewan, FanDuel, yes, everyone is on Gibbs. He will be high on there. DraftKings, I don't think people will play him. I would have to play Raiders defense if I did this Waller Kittle though. To mess around with this. I like Josh Reynolds. Yeah, so Samir just said Reynolds cheap. I think he's fine. He actually played. If you guys look at snap counts and stuff like that, Josh Reynolds actually played in the slot a good amount against the Chiefs, and I think that the middle of the field is like, I mean, based off of that week 1, I mean, Seattle was just getting crushed, and they do have good outside corners in general. So I think middle of the field is where you want to attack them. Don't mind Raiders. D. Allen could be wild. Yeah, I mean, it's tournaments. Like defense, I don't really care much about, to be honest, anyways. Nobody on Henry this week on DraftKings. Taylor, I love him in tournaments. I think one of my main tournament teams will be Henry with Keenan Allen on the other side. I think he's a good play for sure. Patterson out. Yeah, I saw that just now. Travis Etienne too cute for cash. I think so, Samir. I think I'd stick with those mid-tier guys. I don't think you need to get Etienne, especially because you're probably playing Ridley. So I think it's fine. Last piece, DraftKings cash, Pollard, Henry, Keenan. Probably Keenan for cash. Puka def playing, yeah, he should be good to go. And even if Puka's like, if you have Puka in your lineup and then randomly he doesn't play, even though they said he's going to play, you can just quick move him to Tutu, who's like the same price. So you're protected either way. All right, guys, I'll stay here for a couple more minutes. Any last-minute questions, get them in, and then I'm going to go out here, finish building my teams. I'll get all the stuff posted. If you're premium members, dfscomer.com/pricing. If you want to sign up, you can get my core plays, Anthony's, Matt's. I think a lot of these, I think Anthony and Matt have already typed theirs in, maybe. Yeah, AC just typed his DraftKings team in, so. 2 running backs or 3 running backs for cash. The only way I would play 3, I think, is if I had McCaffrey. If it's not McCaffrey, I would play just 2 running backs. Nico or Puka PPR. I like Puka, I think. I can't argue what he did last week. And I think the total's higher. I took an over on that game at 44. It's up to 45.5. That Rams-Niners game, I think there could be a lot of scoring. So I would go Puka personally. No love for Van Jay. I don't know. I mean, he had like a wide open. Austin, I don't know if you were watching the game last week. He had like a wide open. I don't know if it would have been a touchdown. It would have been a big gainer, and he just flat dropped it. I don't know. I don't know how good he is. I think Puka is actually good. Tutu, I think he's okay. He's just so tiny, but I don't know. Musgrave or Ferguson, DraftKings cash, Musgrave. Browns start 2-0 tomorrow. I agree, Samir. I think the Browns do start 2-0 tomorrow. Higbee or Njoku season long? That's tough because if Cooper's out, I would say Njoku, but we just don't know. So I guess I'll lean Higbee. Leroy, I take Metcalf there as well. All right, if you guys have any further questions, I will be in the Discord. You can tag me in there after I build my lineups. So give me till like 12:20. And then I'll answer all your questions. So hop in the Discord. Yeah, I'm a Rams fan. Yeah, Austin, dude, he was like wide open, dude. I was like, what the? How did he drop that? That was crazy. He's okay. I mean, he's not going to be owned. So if you're playing like a Purdy stack or something and you want to get weird on the way back, if you want to use Van Jefferson, I think it's fine. I don't know. I thought Puka was good coming into the season, and then he has that first game. So it like just confirms my like immediate bias because I already thought he was going to be good. But thank you guys for watching. Truly appreciate it. Appreciate all the questions. I'll be back next Sunday, 11 a.m. We do daily streams throughout the week at 3 p.m. Eastern. You guys can tune into those. If you have any further questions, I'll be in the Discord. Good luck in your lineups week 2. I'll see you guys in the video week 1 or week 3, and we'll review everything and preview next week.